Hi, this is Catherine with Prince George's County Department of the Environment. We're going to talk about the DOE Clean Water Map. First thing you're going to do is read the disclaimer and hit the OK. For information on how the tools work, you're going to click the I in the upper left right hand corner. It just gives you a brief explanation of what each tool does. So we're just going to walk through these just to make sure we all understand what they do. The plus zooms in, the minus zooms out. The home button will take you to the extent of the county. The locator, if you're using a device that enables you to locate yourself, you can click that. If you were looking for a particular address, as you start typing in the address, it's going to go ahead and pull down a list to give you valid addresses within the county. Once it selects an address, it's going to zoom you right to it. So once you're at an address, if you wanted to look at a different base map or an aerial photography, you're going to click the base map gallery. You can pick any of these options. We're going to select imagery. It's going to show us an aerial photograph of the area. I'm now going to go ahead and put it back on topographic. The second button is the legend. What that does is it shows you what each of the layers look like. The next item is the layer list. This allows you to turn on different layers by just clicking the box. Once you have a layer turned on, you're welcome to click on the layer under the item on the map. It's going to pop up a detail information. When you see one of three or one of a certain number, that means that there's other things that are on this map in the same location. So the first one we're looking at is the urban BMPs. If we click the arrow button over, we can see the next item that it was going to show is which watershed we're in, and the third one is going to show us our drainage area. So that's how you can look at the different data based on where you are at that place. Also, if you click on the actual name in the layer list, it'll show you what the symbology is. If you click on the three dots give you a couple options. Zoom to will zoom you to the total extent of that layer. Transparency will let you make something more see-through. And open attribute table is going to open up a table down here at the bottom. This is very good information to know. The first thing that happens is it automatically filters by your map extent. So that's only going to show you in this table what you can see in the map up here. So if you see here under the Urban Best Management Practices BMPs, if we look down in the far corner, we have 60 features. If we click off a filter by map extent, it's going to change to 3043. That's going to show us all of the BMPs within the county. So what if we wanted to ask a specific question? We could go under options, click filter, and then any of the columns in your table are able to be a filter. So if we go ahead and just pick structure type if we pick unique, it's going to give us a drop down to give us an option of all available items that are in that field. So let's just say bioretention. If we hit OK, we can see that down here our table has changed. We are only seeing biostructures as bioretentions, and we are seeing that there are 416. The other thing to know is that any of the items you can sort ascending or descending depending on whether just by clicking on the name. So you want to make sure that you come back to options and you come back to filter and you click this X to get rid of that filter when you're ready to look at everything in the county. So, and then we hit OK, everything comes back. We now have the 3043 features. So that's how the tables work. So the next item on the list is a predefined filter. So it works the exact same way as our filter options under tables, but this one was designed for DOE stormwater CIP by type and phase. So we could click the project type as water quality. We then can say the project phase is completed, and then if we hit execute, it's going to zoom us to all of the completed water quality type projects. It's going to select this for us. So another thing we can do, because we thought this would be very helpful, is we put in a predefined chart. So if you were looking at DOE CIP by stormwater CIPs by phase, and we hit apply, you can see how each of the each phase, the chart, just a simple chart to show you, how many are completed. If you hover over the graph, you will see which group you're in and then the count. So those were just predefined options that we put. We also have a print option where you can save as a PDF and you can print your map. And then of course, as we mentioned before, we have the I button that talks about the map. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the Clean Water Map.